Hi Gemini, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is your bonus reading. Well done on having 2 weeks in a row as my top viewers. So we'll do your bonus for you. So we're going to do a past, present, and future read. See what is currently going on for some of you. So, as always, this is collective reading, so it won't resonate for everyone. So please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, let's get straight into this. So, Spirit, can we get some past, present, future cards for what is going on for Gemini, please? Can we get one more? Beautiful. Okie dokie. So, it looks as though in your past we've got a Hierophant. So, it looks as though you had a lot of faith in something. Very much here suggesting to me that you probably, you might have believed a lot in yourself, you might have believed a lot in a relationship, in the universe. You had a lot of faith in something. You may have had your faith tested slightly, um, but it doesn't look as though it looks as though it's still intact. It does look as though you still have a lot of faith. Let's get some clarity on what exactly was going on with that Hierophant. Could be that you were in some higher level of commitment, or you may have got married. Congratulations if you did. You may have moved things into a next stage of something. What we got here? Okay. So interestingly, we've got a Nine of Cups here. So there was definitely a lot of wish fulfillment, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of emotional abundance going on there. Very much self-sustained emotional happiness as well. Um, yeah, a lot of joy. Now there is a Judgment in the reverse, so there may have been some sort of separation here. You haven't quite fit, or there wasn't a decision that's been fully made. We've also got a Death in the reverse, and we've got a Ten of Swords in the reverse. So it is suggesting to me that there was some sort of betrayal that happened. And it could be very much that you're trying to make a decision about that, and you're trying to transition through an ending here. Um, so it could very well have been that your faith was tested quite a lot. It could be very much that you haven't yet moved forward from it. You could still be in an ending of a painful cycle. Now, this Ten of Swords is very much the ending of a cycle that was quite painful. I mean, imagine having 10 swords in your back. It may have felt like you did at some point. It is a transition. Now, it could be that you've learned about faith through this transition. To me, it feels like something has changed, something within yourself, in your emotional state. Um, I don't feel like it was necessarily a bad change. I mean, this Ten of Swords could even, when I say betrayal, it doesn't even need to be a betrayal from someone else. It could have even been betrayal from yourself. You could have very much had a belief system that you're having to shake up. And I believe that that's why this decision hasn't yet been made. It could very much be that you're in something where you found a lot of happiness. You've potentially found a high level of commitment where you've got a lot of happiness. But it could be that you have been, how do I put it, putting off taking that next step in that relationship into making it a high level of commitment. Possibly you might be telling yourself that you are not ready for that. You might not be capable of that. You could have been telling yourself quite a lot of things like that that is basically stabbing yourself in the back, putting yourself down, and it's keeping you stuck in a bit of a cycle here. Now, that's in the distant past. In your recent past, we have a Four of Cups. So you're feeling a bit bored, um, and you're wondering, is the grass greener on the other side? Now, whether you're still in a relationship or whatever this commitment was, whether you're still in that, but it looks as though you're very much considering looking further afield. Now, it doesn't even necessarily mean that it's a relationship, it could even be a work. It could be that you've had a job where you were really content, you thought it was stability, you had a lot of faith in it, and then something's happened and your faith's been shook a little bit, and you're now deciding, is it still for you? You know, even though, you've got a lot of happiness in that job, but it could be that you're sitting there telling yourself you can't deal with it, it's not for you anymore. You know, you may have felt like they've betrayed you, but it's hard to get out of it, and you haven't decided what you want to do to move forward from it. But you've still got faith that you'll find something. And now this could be you very much looking for something. So we've got a Knave of Swords or Page of Swords in the reverse. So whatever it is that you've been looking for, you've started taking action towards. You've potentially started being very vocal about something as well, giving a message about what it is that you're trying to move away from. You've got the strength here, so you're having to put a lot of strength into this, potentially a lot of self-love as well. You're having to make sure that you're doing things with integrity. It suggests to me that this is going to take a lot of effort and patience that you're having to deal with as well. We do have a Ten of Pentacles, so whatever this Four of Cups is, you do feel like it could upset your stability and potentially could mean a bit of a financial loss. And that could be why you're sitting in something that you don't necessarily feel, or you didn't necessarily feel was for you. So that, again, that's in your recent past. So very much being vocal, standing up for what you feel was right, um, possibly experiencing a small financial loss. Now it could, if it's at work, it could just be that you're not getting paid for the work that you're doing, and that's why you need to look for something new. It's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. It's not financially fulfilling for you. I do feel like it might be more love, though. I'll be honest. I feel like you've been in a commitment and you're potentially moving into the next stage, and you've potentially sabotaged yourself a little bit. And now I don't know whether or not your self sabotage has been playing out, and now possibly you are looking elsewhere. Maybe or maybe recently you've decided to start looking elsewhere, potentially had a bit of a falling out, because this can also be a loss of a family, a loss of a home. In your current position, we have the world in reverse. So you're at an end of a cycle, but it's being drawn out. You've not yet moved. So whether or not you're stuck in an unhappy home life and you haven't been able to move out of that property yet, so the world is very much, it can symbolize literally a move. Yeah, very much being stuck, not yet finishing a cycle. Let's have a look. So to me, this looks as though you may have met somebody new, um, but you might not necessarily know what it is you want. We've got a Queen of Cups. So it is suggesting to me that you want to give love. You were very much waiting for love to come to you. You want, or you're ready to give your whole heart. You're ready to give it out, give your emotions to somebody. You're ready to receive those emotions, but this cup's currently closed. So I feel like you're on your own. You've not yet met anyone. You do have a seven of cups here, so it does suggest that you may have several options to choose from of whatever you can do. It's very much suggesting that you've got a lot of options. Now, this could also be why you've stuck in a particular cycle, why you haven't moved forward, because when you've got so many options, you may not know which one to choose, and it may keep you stuck. You could be completely overwhelmed with the choices. We do have a Knight of Swords though, so it does suggest that you do want to communicate with somebody. You do want to rush into them, possibly with some kind of message, um, some sort of truth, something that you've not spoken to them about. So whether that's one of these options, I'm not. I would assume it's one of those options that you want to go and charge towards and give a bit of a message. Now, it could also be somebody coming to give you a message, coming to tell you some sort of truth as well. Now, if it is someone coming towards you, it could be a bit of a heated message. And the only reason I'm saying that is right at the back. You see the little house is on fire. So, as daft as it sounds, if this is an ending of a relationship and you moving forward, it could have very much something to do with a home that you may have lost. Somebody possibly coming out with a message with regards to the home falling apart kind of thing. Now, in the near future, we have a Knave of Wands. So it does suggest to me that there could be somebody new in your future. The Knave is also a card of movement. He's not very fast movement, but he is movement. It does suggest a little bit of travel potentially. It could very much be somebody coming towards you with a passionate message. Um, Sometimes the Knave can be an apology. He's very much a messenger coming towards you with a bit of passion, possibly some flirty energy there. We do have an Eight of Pentacles, so it could be somebody you work with, or it could even be someone that wants to work on something with you. It could just be that you have met someone that you want to put a lot of effort into. It does feel like you're a little bit unsure, though. We have a King of Wands in the reverse. Now, whether this is something to do with your past, I'm not sure. A King of Wands in the reverse is somebody that you know is a little, they lack integrity. So whether this is the same person and you want to work on it, even though you know that they may have lied to you in the past, it could just be that you're not feeling very confident because the King of Wands in the reverse is lacking a bit of confidence. He still wants everything to go his way, and he is a little bit, how do I put it? He can be a little bit mean. Um, so he's a bit, I want to say a bit selfish. So it's very much if he lacks confidence, so he needs you to show him and do everything his way. I want to say narcissistic, but it doesn't mean he's a narcissist. Could just be a narcissistic trait. Somebody that's lacking a lot of self-confidence, lacking a lot of stuff. So they need to have things done their way so that they feel appreciated and feel like they're worthy of something because you're following what they want you to do. A bit like a dictator kind of thing. So just be careful of that. We do also have a temperance in the reverse, which does suggest that you might not have faith in this. You might feel like it's unbalanced. I mean, that King of Wands in the reverse could be imbalanced. And you can see this as being an imbalanced relationship. Maybe it's very one-sided because they're demanding so much of you. Maybe they're demanding that you put in all of the work. So be very careful of that. Could potentially be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. But this is definitely suggesting a lack of balance, a lack of faith, things not being healed. Now, in your distant future, we have a Three of Wands. So this is you running out of patience for something, very much wanting to move forward. You're not waiting anymore to be recognized for your worth. If you put in a lot of effort for a job and you're waiting for it to come to, come to fruition and waiting around for that recognition, you have given up waiting for that recognition. It could be that you're chasing for it yourself and moving forward for it. It could just be that you're going to cut your losses and move into something else. Let's get clarification. So I've got full so far. So it does suggest to me that you will potentially be taking a leap in a new direction, cutting your losses and moving forward. Yeah, I've got a Six of Swords, definitely full of you moving forward here, coming out of any sort of conflict, turbulent waters. We've got a Three of Swords. So there could be a bit of heartbreak on the horizon as well. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your heart that's going to be breaking. It could be somebody else's, but there is going to be a bit of heartbreak in the distant future because of you moving forward. But it looks like it's a move forward that you need to make because things are not moving already. It does look as though you're fed up of waiting for things to come your way. I've got a feeling it's something to do with this being imbalanced, potentially you giving far too much to a situation. Now that could very well be here as well because somebody could see you as their Queen of Cups, somebody that likes to give a lot, and they're coming to charge in towards you. You're potentially one of their options. And then they could turn into a big dictator and expect you to do everything. They could very well be a bit of an energy vampire. So yeah, just be really careful. Keep an eye out for them red flags. All right, let's get you some oracles. But on the upside, in the distant future, you're going to be moving forward. What you're going to move into could be anything. You're just going to have a brand new start. Can we get an oracle, please, Spirit? Say no, not out of this deck. Tap into your sacral power. Tap into your sacral chakra. That's your relationship chakra, if you don't know which one it is. And that could be relationships with anyone. So, friends, family members, lovers. It's located just below your belly button. And it's a beautiful orange colour. Right, so what have we got here? So ocean depths, mystery, the unknown, and deep emotions. So you have got a lot of deep emotions. You're just keeping a lid on them here with this Queen of Cups. And even here with this Nine of Cups, it's showing you feeling a lot of emotions. And here your emotions are bored. So we've got a lot of emotions out here. It is suggesting that there are a few things that are unknown and that you've got hidden down. And that could be why you're struggling with this Seven of Cups at this point in time. Maybe you don't know what it is that you want. We've got the sacred chalice, abundance, nourishment, and fulfillment. So, very much have a look within and see what it is that you feel will give you that emotional fulfillment. Is it somebody that is coming towards you with a lot of passion, or is passion enough for you? Do you want emotions as well? Well, that's what I've got for you, Gemini. If you did enjoy your bonus reading, then don't forget to watch the this week's videos as many times as you can. Share them among your friends. Um, the obviously, if you get the most views again this week, you'll get another bonus next week. So, right. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow and it's very much appreciated. And if you press the notification bell as well, it will let you know when I do post new content. Thank you very much for joining me.